Hello everyone, Drew here again. Today I'm going to try to show you how to make some sounds or a sound or two in X for Records Serum. If you don't have Serum, I highly recommend getting it. Among my video series that I'm going to start and the multitude of others out there, shout out to Cymatics at academy.fm. They've got a lot of really cool tools and videos in Serum. There's also a lot of companies putting out presets in Serum in relevant electronic music genres and common sounds that people are looking for. So if you haven't heard it anywhere else, I'm honored to be the first to tell you, but I highly recommend picking up Serum. It's very, very reasonably priced for what it is. Alright, so I'm going to open up Serum here, and you can see an 808 that I made. I'm going to load a blank preset, so click Init Preset. Now, this is the default sound that that Serum comes with. It's not very pleasant to the ear, so be prepared. I'm going to draw a 2-measure note on A. Alright, cool. Alright, now, I think the first sound I want to make is a riser, or an 8-bar sound effect that you would use in a build-up section of a song. Now, these sounds typically have some sort of noise that builds throughout them. A lot of them will go up in pitch. A lot of them will speed up if there's any sort of stuttering sound going on. You can really have a lot of fun doing this once you figure out the various controls inside of Serum. So for this video, we're going to be using a lot of the LFOs. So I'll get a chance to explain these. So LFO means low frequency oscillator. In Serum, LFOs are customizable shapes that we can then apply to virtually any parameter. So we could take this triangle shape and apply it to the level, and we're going to hear it go from 0 to loud every 4 or quarter notes. Pretty cool. So if you wanted to just stutter, let's say Serum's initial preset, we could just play around with our LFO speeds. So hopefully that's already showing something to you that you think is pretty cool about the synth. Alright, and we're going to use this basic principle to do our automated controls throughout this 8-bar sequence. So I'm going to create a sloping up shape now. We can change this. We can make it go up faster, taper off, or start slow and then speed up. I'm going to choose this one. Now I'm going to set my time to 8 bars. I'm going to hit trigger. Now, trigger basically will start every time we hit a note. It'll start from the beginning. If we don't have trigger on, the next time we hit that note, it's going to start from where it did. Alright, so we're going to turn on trigger. Cool, 8 bars. Alright, so we'll hear that we're going from 0 to really loud on the synth. Oh, gotta make my MIDI clip 8 bars. I'm also gonna change the tempo. Let's go to 140 for you trap future bass people. Alright, so let's hear what we have. Cool, you get the idea. Alright, we're not going to want to start from 0. We'll give it some levels. Up here in Serum, we can select a waveform. Now you'll see I have a lot of Cymatics waveforms. So let me start with the default one. Let's use a saw wave. Now we can change the sound of our wave through its wet positioning. Alright, nice. Now let's also take this and automate the pitch to go up. So with fine tune, this is going to do is go from 0 to 100. Cool, we're getting there. Alright, so now we could add another oscillator. Alright, now when we do this, if we want our volume to go up just like the other one, we'll want to match up. Now perhaps we'll use this for a lower frequency, so we can put it down an octave. That's cool. Let's audition. Getting crazy. All right, let's also put this on our fine tune. Put that to 100. All right, now noise is going to be a lot of what we're going for here. We're going to want to add white noise as we get closer to the peak of this. So something like that is going to be coming in. So now the noise loud will be we're getting there. All right. Now, if we wanted to, we could also use a subnote. So we get a total of 4 oscillators. We have these 2 oscillators that we have given parameters for. We can import our own wavetables or choose from a bunch of different wavetables or download third-party wavetables. We have a sub oscillator that gives us the choice of 6 different waveforms. But notice we only have octave control, pan control, and level control. For our noise oscillator, we get pitch options, so we can actually have the pitch of this go up as well. Let's try doing that. Alright. Cool. So we're getting there. This would actually probably work already. Now, let's talk about our filtering. So, the way our filter is set up, we have a bunch of different shapes, a bunch of different preset filters. Our cutoff is going to be the frequency that the filtering starts to happen. Alright, so this is a low pass filter. Again, low pass means that these low frequencies, the ones on the left, are passing through. Alright, so now we're going to add or pick what we're actually filtering. So we probably want to filter our 2 oscillators. I'm going to turn the sub oscillator off. I don't think we'll need that for this sound. Cool. Now I'm going to want to open the filter up as our buildup progresses. So let's try that. Cool. Getting pretty far. All right. Let's see. Let's talk about changing the sound if we wanted to develop in addition to growing. So we have the option of multiple LFOs here, and we can actually create additional LFOs if we needed more by using our modulation 1 knobs. So essentially, the way these work, we can tie them to any parameter or a set of parameters, and we can automate this to be moving. So it's a little bit different than using this type of LFO draw window, but we can create movement with other parameters if we're capped out. All right, so let's talk about these middle windows. What these do is they change the wavetable in certain ways. So mirror, since visually it looks like it sounds, it's taking the wavetable, cutting it in half, and mirroring the image. Alright? The length of mirror changes that way. So what we can do is we could use a different LFO to have this perhaps changing so there's some movement in the sound. Let me try that. And I'm going to put it at a quarter note. Let's hear that. Cool. Now, what we could also do is create a feeling of this speeding up. Alright, and that could be kind of a cool thing to show you how to do. To do this, I'm going to take it actually off of BPM. So BPM stands for beats per minute. What that allows us to do is use rhythms. If I click trip for triplet and dot for dotted rhythms, we can do all of the common rhythms that you'll find in a composition that are linked directly to our tempo. So it's kind of cool. We can create things that go in speed, like an eighth note. One and two and three and four and one and two and three and four and. But what if we wanted to change or speed up? Sorry, some sounds out there. I'm going to take it off of BPM. We can disable these. And I'm going to automate this line to go up. So again, let's review our touch in Logic. I'm going to turn touch on. And when I play this, I'm going to physically speed it up. We'll then be able to write the line in. So hopefully you could hear that. I'm going to hit read. Make sure you do that, or else Logic's going to record everything you do on that synth parameter until then. We go to my drop-down menu, LFO to rate. Cool. Now if I want to clean up the line, I could just draw it over. And if I want to mirror my LFO, I could try to do so. Alright. Let's hear this. Alright. Pretty cool. Let's go into our effects window. Alright. So now that we have the basic sound happening, we have the opportunity to tie our LFOs to other effects parameters and to increase certain elements or add different change-up modulating effects to the rhythm. Or to the sound. Sorry. Always jumbling my words. I'm going to get better at this, I promise people. So in addition, we can compress the sound, we can put it through reverb, we can EQ the sound, we have an extra filter here. So we have those sort of mixing components, and then we actually also have other modulating effects, the flangers, distortion, phaser, chorus. So let's start with our hyper expander or dimension expander, this hyper dimension thing. Now, like it sounds, it's going to basically widen our sound. Alright, so I think it's pretty cool to take our LFO and have it widen up. We could slow our rate down slightly as the sound comes on. Let's hear this. Cool. Starting to get pretty crazy. On our dimension, I could also put just a little bit of that. So with our LFO parameter, I've already been doing this. I don't know if you noticed. If you click on this little curved symbol, that's how we can change the parameter. Now if you're in the middle and you drag all the way down, basically what that's going to do is the opposite of this other LFO you see. Alright, so let's have it just go a little bit hear this. Apologize for the gardening happening outside. Cool, it's really getting there. Alright, let's add some compression in there. Smash it that much. Finally, some reverb. Let's put this in a space. You hear that trail. Let's do just a tiny bit. Now here, let's do the opposite. Let's make it sound like it's starting out with some reverb and then disappearing. Pretty cool. Alright, I'm gonna stop there because it's getting a little loud outside. And hopefully this gave you a great way to start building some risers. Hopefully it also gave you a better understanding of some of these controls within Serum. Now, before you always close out your session, saving the project doesn't necessarily save the sounds. So make sure you hit save and name this whatever you want. 8-bar riser demo. Then, when I'm in Serum, I can go into the actual user and find my own sounds or your sounds that you built. Cool. Well, I hope this helped everybody. Thank you for the support. I really appreciate everybody writing to me, telling me how these are helping you. I will continue to try to make them. And until then, have fun producing. Change the world through sound. Rock and roll.